Hello everyone, this is Void Viper, and welcome back to another weekly alternate history, number 14 I believe. And last week, someone suggested that, what if Russia never expanded east, I believe as in Siberia, so there were a lot of comments, and this episode is brought by me trying to draw Russian Empire in 1914, which I failed horribly, but enjoy it anyway, because I draw very bad on the computer sometimes, but actually I draw maps really bad on the computer, especially Paint.net, it sucks. But either way, let's just get on with it. No Cold War, Mongolia would have that land, and Russia-Japanese war doesn't happen. Russia is just another country. Well, Russia is a country, and I wonder why the Mongols didn't expand to Siberia. They had so much opportunity to do so. Then Siberia would be independent or invaded by another country, and USSR would have probably never existed, and Napoleon would have a bigger chance of winning. And boom, world would be different. Somebody brought Napoleon into this. Then some European nation or a few would colonize parts of Siberia. That would prevent Russia from colonizing Alaska, and it would probably have gone to Canada. If Russia never expanded to the east, China might be bigger, or Japan might be bigger, and Russia would be poor because they can't enter resources of the euro. Well, China expanding, Japan expanding. That's possible. If Russia never expanded to the east, Qing dynasty would have probably expanded a lot, so China would have been so powerful that he would probably take practically all Asia. He would have colonized some lands in Africa and Oceania, and even maybe America. And China would have maybe even expanded in Europe. So China would have been the biggest country and the most powerful country in the world. Nothing much, because Russia technically didn't conquer it. A group of Cossacks did nothing much would change. Okay. Let's pretend we are starting in the 20th century. Then Germany could have won World War I. Why? Because there wouldn't be the Russo-Japanese War in the early 20th century. Because of the defeat in that war, Russia realized that it needs train tracks to mobilize its armies faster. In our timeline, Russia has mobilized fast in World War I. This is one of the main causes why the plan failed. With no train tracks, Russia would have needed more time to mobilize in World War I, and Germany could have successfully executed the something plan. It could have just delayed Germany's loss in World War I. Russia minus Siberia equals weaker Russia in the Russo-Ottoman War. So the Ottoman wanted to expand in the Eastern Europe, and after that, Russia focused on Poland and Sweden, get more, and after all revenge on Ottomans, they get like all of Ukraine, Republic of Moldova, Northern Caucasus, and all of this time, China get Western Siberia, and Japan expanded the Manchurian region puppet state into eastern Siberia and get Alaska. Japan sold Alaska and very eastern Siberia to Canada. Okay. Probably the world would think Siberia is just water till Japan and China go on exploration. I don't know, didn't China have some surprisingly accurate maps? So maybe they knew there was land up there, but I don't know. In the early 18th century, the Qing dynasty realizes that no one wants to expand into Siberia. They were one of the biggest powers close to Siberia, so they decide to slowly expand into it. After finding rich metal, oil, and coal resources, they decide to expand more and faster. This makes the Chinese much more powerful. In 1874, the Americans decide to follow their steps and start expanding into the very eastern part of Siberia. Not long after, they brought Alaska. In 1899, all of Siberia gets colonized. Today, the American part of Siberia becomes the 51st US state of Eastern Siberia. The rest becomes part of Mongolia, and People's Republic of China is much less developed. Also, Russia is much weaker in our timeline. And finally, then Russia would have never been the largest country in the world. Yeah, I think that was pretty obvious. Someone else is going to take their place. And that's all for this week's Weekly Alternate History. Make sure you follow me on Twitter to keep on updates in case I delay Weekly Alternate History. But here is the next week's suggestion for Weekly Alternate History by Flair. What if Finland was captured by the USSR in World War II and became part of the Soviet Union? You can leave a Weekly Alternate History in, scroll down in the comments below. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next Weekly Alternate History, assuming that I make it next week. Which I might or not, but it depends on my schedule. So like I said, follow my Twitter to make sure that you know what's going on. Anyways, thanks for watching. and hope you enjoyed this drawing as well, this terrible drawing, and see you later.